Show up. That's the message. Show up, right? So all throughout the Bible, we are reminded of these characters in the Bible, people in the Bible, Moses, Elijah, Gideon, who lost faith in themselves and in their ability to do what it was that God called them to do. And so many of us today, we are the Moses. I don't want to show up because I stutter. We are the Elijahs. We are the Gideons, Jeremiahs, right? Or we are the Jonahs. All throughout the world, so many people are not showing up. We see prophets who used to show up. I mean, the real people, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like the real ones. The preachers are not preaching. The teachers are not teaching. The ones who have the degrees, who have the certifications, who have the credentials, and put in all of the experiences and gained all of the wisdom and the knowledge to get them to this point in life, are not showing up. And I heard God so clearly say, that is because you are trying to do it in your own might. That is because you are not doing it with me. You are not seeking me first. That is because you're depending more on Chat GPT than on CHRIST. Y'all, I just made that up. God is saying, if you show up, I'll meet you there. And I have this analogy that came up, and I tried to record this before, but like it didn't go through. But I know that this is an analogy for this moment. You know how you go to Chick-fil-A and they serve you at different points in the driveway, right? They serve you at different points. So you show up and you get someone who gives you the menu and they sit with you there for a moment, right? And then you drive just a few more, inches or feet, and the other person takes your payment, right? And then maybe you drive a few more feet, and then the other person gives you your receipt and then gives you your meal. Everybody's serving you differently at different locations. But then there's the person who hands you the sauce. There is the person who hands you the sauce right before you leave. But you had to show up. You had to show up to get the menu. You had to show up to pay for your order, right? You had to have some meat in the game. You had to have some feet in the game, right? You had to show up and have some skin in that game. And sure, you could have had it all delivered, but the experience would have been different than had you not shown up and interacted with those people at those different levels. And so this message is for the Jonahs. This message is for the Elijahs, the Moses. This message is for the Gideons. Show up and trust God. I heard God say so clearly, even if you can't trust yourself. Oh God, I hear God, there are going to be seasons, y'all. Seasons that we go through where we can't trust ourselves, where we don't feel like we can depend on ourselves, where we don't feel worthy enough. There are going to be seasons where we're going through things in our lives that keep us from showing up. And all we can do is just get out of bed and do the bare necessities and then hop back in that bed. And sometimes we make it up and it ain't but a few hours later and we're right back in that bed, rotting, frozen. And we have all of these things stuck in our head. And we've sat with Chat GPT for 2 weeks and we still haven't shown up and said what it said. God is saying that is because you are depending more on the world than on me. You are depending more on your own strength than on me. God knows you went through the breakup. God knows that you lost the job. God knows that you're losing the house. God knows that you have the broken relationships, the broken friendships. God knows that you are in a season of isolation. God knows that you have been separated from a lot of things and from a lot of people. And God is saying, I have you right where it is that I need you to be if you would just show up. And let me tell you something. That doesn't mean that you show up with a script. That means that every day you're waking up and you're seeking God first. You're seeking God, and God, what is it that you would have me to say? What is it that you want me to talk about today? Sometimes God will just give you a bumper sticker. God will just give you, you know what I mean? Like Missouri, the show me state. God will just give you a bumper sticker of what it is that he wants you to say. And that's all it's going to take for you to show up and let God do the rest. But that requires a level of faith and a level of trust in God and in the Holy Spirit. That requires that you would put your faith and your trust in someone other than you. And I don't know about y'all, but there have been seasons where I've shown up, where I just left the house with screaming kids. I've shown up where I needed to show up because I had to make sure that I got that check so that I could go home and feed my babies. Right? There have been seasons where I've shown up even though all hell was breaking out at home. There have been seasons where I've shown up even while I was going through a separation with my husband, all put together, and I've shown up. And God met me every single time back then. So why would God not do it again? Are we not worthy? Are you not good enough? Are you not still obedient to God? Even though you're shaking, even though you're stuttering, even though you're hiding, are you not enough for God? Do you not believe that you're enough for God? So this message is about getting in your word and allowing God to lead you out of the darkness. Yea, though I walk through the shadows in the valley of death, right? Yea, though I walk through the darkness. Yea, though I walk through the confusion. Yea, though I walk through the frustration. Yea, though I walk through the loneliness. Yea, though I walk through it all. Yea, though I walk, I will fear no evil, and I will show up and walk and do it with God. Yea, though I walk, scraped knees, bruised, humbled, but yea, though I walk, and God will meet me there every single time because I trust God. And I know that if God has shown up for me before, he's going to do it again. He does it every single time. And God has never lost a battle. Even though I have, God has never lost a battle and never will. Show up. That's the word. Get up, get out of bed, get out of your head, and just push the button.